The mountains of Bolivia are not for the faint of heart, but if you manage your way up to Potosi at 4,000 meters of altitude, you might stumble upon this. Or, if you somehow get blown off the surface of the Earth and end up all the way in space, you may end up seeing this. Or, on the way down, if you happen to be above Paris, you would see this. In fact, in as many as 180 different countries will you find this artist's work. Invader is a fantastic, unconventional international artist with a lot of success and a fanatic following. Even if you don't particularly like his art, which is my case, in analyzing his approach to art, we find gem upon gem upon gem in terms of what kind of art the AIs of today could absolutely not create. So let's dive in and get ourselves some insight. Part 1. Make works with a story. Here is one of the main advantages we have against AI. Imagine Invader passing by your block tomorrow. In the cold of the night, he installs his ladder and slowly begins painting his image on the side of the local bridge. You pass by the bridge every day, and the day after, you pass by it, and the day after that too. Eventually, the somewhat bland and boring picture becomes part of your day-to-day life. You think nothing of it. Until one day, curious, you look it up online and find out about the man Invader. You search and search and search, but cannot find his identity. No one knows who he is, even though he's been on the art scene for over 10 years. In your search, you find he exposes himself to judicial trouble every time he produces. You learn about him sending his art to space and to the most remote places on Earth. Now, the next day, when you pass by that bridge again, what do you see? It is no longer the same picture, and if your friend asks you about the picture, you are likely to be much more excited now, knowing the backstory. Ultimately, the story behind all AI art is the exact same bland event. Someone sat down at a computer, typed some text in, pressed enter, and waited. What a boring story. So this is a fantastic thing for us to take advantage of in the age of AI. Part 2. Embodied art. Here's another way in which we are undeniably superior to the AI. First, we have to get to the Invader exposition in Paris. It unfolds across 3,500 square meters of space, making you go through 9 floors like levels of a video game, each with its own peculiarities. This is not just displays on a screen. You're moving, discovering, pausing, pondering, and discussing. Whenever Invader goes to a new place to leave his infamous mark, he takes a picture of the art in its immediate environment. As you get through all these pictures in the exposition, it feels like taking a trip through the whole planet, your vision colored by that of the artist. You can picture him at all these locations moments before the picture is still painting away. Unfortunately, AI remains trapped inside of computers. You can print AI art, but anything beyond that requires human intervention. We artists remain the masters of the physical realm. Why not take full advantage of it and create embodied experiences for our audiences? Part 3. Play your own game. When I first stumbled upon Invader, I thought, this is just not my style. Too simple, too repetitive. But now I realize that this judgment of mine was premature. Sure, the drawings are always the same. The artist didn't even create the designs himself, instead sourcing them from the Space Invaders video game. But then let's think about it another way. What would it gain from more diversity? It would not be recognizable as all coming from the same artist. In making the art itself more entertaining, you would lose the whole aura around it. Invader graduated from art school. He can no doubt draw and paint proficiently, but it would be hard to spend the time to create a masterpiece without getting caught. Remember, his works are illegal. For all these reasons and more, the artist embraces the concept of low fidelity and limits all his works to a palette of 6 simple colors. Talk about playing to your own advantages. Nowadays, and increasingly in the future, it will be pointless to try to beat the AI in terms of visual detail and technical appeal. But by accepting that and playing to your own advantage, just like Invader, you can prosper in an orthogonal direction. Part 4. The effect of all this. One of the markers of an artist's success is the strength and energy of their following. Invader released an app called Flash Invaders, where users are able to take a picture of undiscovered works by Invader and submit them to the system. The system then checks the localization and the picture and informs the user of whether or not it was an Invader piece. The app gathers approximately one submission every 3 seconds, which is mind-blowing for an artist. Even more impressive is the existence of a group called the Reactivators. They watch over known Invader works, protecting them and repairing them whenever vandalized, all of this out of their own volition. So through story, embodied arts, and playing his own game, Invader has accrued an incredible group of fans. And I think you will all agree with me that no artist who simply goes around writing prompts to widely available AI art models will ever get that kind of following ever. So Invader is a great example of an artist who ticks a lot of boxes for AI-proof art. Now, what do you learn from it? What do you plan to do with your art based on this example? This channel is all about finding out how artists can be successful within the impending AI art threats. If that is of interest to you, consider subscribing or watching this other video of mine that's showing up on screen. See you guys next time.